Remy, Caro. Buenos dias, mi amigo. Good morning, friend, and welcome all to the Immigrant Whisperer podcast. I'm your hostess, Dr. Janet Awokoya. Today, we're diving into a fascinating academic article entitled Demystifying Cultural Theories and Practices, Locating Black Immigrant Experiences in Teacher Education Research. This piece is a collaborative effort with my former supervisor, mentor, and friend, Dr. Christine Clark. It's exciting to share this work with you as it was actually written while I was immersed in my comprehensive exams at the University of Maryland, College Park. Dr. Clark encouraged me to begin publishing from my dissertation work, and this is one of the outcomes. Given the feedback from many of you, we're going to break this article down into 10 to 15 reading segments to make it more digestible. So, let's embark on this intellectual journey together, shall we? Get ready to explore the intersection of culture, race, and education as we delve into the experiences of Black immigrants in U.S. schools. Demystifying cultural theories and practices, locating Black immigrant experiences in teacher education research. Janet Tolulope Awokoya and Christine Clark. Introduction. The number of immigrants of color residing in the United States reached 13.5 million in March 2005, the highest in U.S. history, Camarota 2005. By 2010, the number of Black immigrants and their children is estimated to reach 5 million and will represent 12% of the Black population in the United States. Wrong and Brown, 2001, 2002, A and B. To date, the majority of Black immigrants in the United States are from Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, Haiti, and Jamaica. But substantial numbers of immigrants also come from various African countries, including Ethiopia, Ghana, Nigeria, and South Africa. Wrong and Brown, 2001, 2002, A and B. As a result of these demographic trends, educational researchers have increased their focus on how Black immigrant youth fare once in the United States. This scholarly attention is varied, emanating from three primary conceptual perspectives: cultural ecological theory, culture-centered theory, and critical race theory. Cultural Ecological Theory, CET, explores how culture, identity, and societal forces impact the educational outcomes of minority groups. Culture-centered theory, CCT, examines the use of students' cultural backgrounds as a point of reference for preparing those students academically and socially. Critical race theory, CRT, explores the socio-political consequences of race in educational settings from a progressive legal perspective. While these theories are promising in providing insight into the experiences of Black immigrant youth, none of them comprehensively capture the intra-group differences and identity processes that affect Black immigrant youth in social and educational settings. This article will address this gap in the literature in three ways. One, it will discuss the extent to which these three theories do contribute understanding of the sociocultural experiences of Black immigrant youth in U.S. schools. Two, it will identify and problematize the shortcomings in these three theories vis-a-vis Black immigrant students. And finally, three, it will suggest possibilities for the advancement of a more detailed and otherwise robust theory that more adequately describes the sociocultural experiences of Black immigrant youth and supports their educational development. It is important to note at the outset of this work that US based racism has embedded in the psyche of most people in the world images and associated definitions of, quote, Black American culture, end quote, that are at once not Black, not Black American, and not culture, much less anything akin to an accurate depiction, that is, the richness of what is truly Black American culture and the history from which it emerged, and in relationship to which it continues to grow and develop in myriad important ways. The degree to which Black American culture, along with Black Americans themselves, excuse me, has been reduced to the inferior and violent imagery perpetuated by corporate mass culture in service to the almighty dollar is nothing short of genocidal. And yet, through the utter resiliency of the Black American spirit, the true culture of Black Americans persists in profoundly robust manners through literature, art, music, science, and mathematics, among many other arenas. At focus in this article is the manner in which US based racism has begun to negatively impact the educational experiences of Black immigrant youth, largely because of the connections that have been developed between these youth and the false, highly destructive, socially constructed view of, quote, Black American culture, end quote. Thus, it is of utmost importance to keep in mind the absolute falseness of this view of Black American culture in seeking effective solutions for improving the academic success of all Black students, Black immigrants, and Black Americans alike in the United States. Perry et al., 2003. Problem statement. Black immigrants are concentrating in central cities throughout the United States. New York, Atlanta, Newark, Jersey City, Detroit, and Houston have some of the largest numbers of Black immigrants who are diverse not only in terms of national origin, but by ethnic affiliation, cultural tradition, and generational status. Camarota, 2005, Fauner, 2001, Wrong and Brown, 2001, 2002, A and B. As this population continues to grow, its children have begun to experience American schools in an array of uniquely challenging ways. While mainstream sociological theories have striven to capture the social and economic experiences of these children, Portes and Jou, 1993, Waters, 1999, very little is known about their day to day experiences in academic settings because studies focusing on these types of experiences often statistically group these children with African American children on the basis of race, and the data compiled is rarely disaggregated on the basis of any other social identity dimension. Harry and Kligner, 2006. The blanket grouping of these populations creates within both theoretical and practical challenges for researchers and educators alike. Theoretically, the homogeneous categorization of Blacks ignores the important national, ethnic, linguistic, cultural, political, and even racial differences that exist within the population. In particular, wow, that was fast. I hope you're enjoying our reading of Demystifying Cultural Theories and Practices, Locating Black Immigrant Experiences in Teacher Education Research. This collaboration with Dr. Christine Clark was a truly rewarding experience, and I hope you all will find the insights as valuable as I did. Remember, we broke this article down into multiple segments to make it easier to consume. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Immigrant Whisperer podcast. Until next time, peace.